Thank you for joining us on the Midday Show live on Eco Television International. As usual, we talk about different activities of different countries and what they do and what they shouldn't do. And today we'll be talking about Singapore. Singapore is famous for being a global financial center, being among the most densely populated places in the world, having a world-class city airport with a waterfall, wow, and a botanic garden that is a World Heritage Site. We'll be telling you more about Singapore. And as usual, I'm not doing this alone. I have Tony in the studio with me. Good afternoon, Tony.
Good afternoon, Linda. How are you?
What's up with the outfit today?
And we are going to Singapore.
Wow, you look good.
Thank you.
Like you're here to pepper us, pepper Singapore. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. Do well to join the conversation by leaving your comments on whatever idea or anything you have to say about Singapore or any other country you want us to tell you about. Stay tuned. What's up, Singapore?
Well, at first, I was beginning to wonder, this Singapore is more like a country that I like. Before I researched, I was thinking Singapore is a country that that is likely to behave like an African country. Like I never had known that it's their traditions, their ethnicity is more of like, it can be likened to Chinese and then the India as well. But then through research, I got to know that even by their facial expressions and everything, they even look like the Chinese people. And when you talk about Singapore, you talk about things like they give priority to technology, they give priority to science, they give priority to education, they give priority to high standard of living, ideally, and all of those things. And there is no way you go to a country and then you will not want to get to know the basic things that are involved there so that you will not be caught wanting. And then I would want to also commence this show by talking about the don'ts, things you are supposed to avoid.
Why are you starting with things that you're supposed to avoid when you're going to a particular country?
So that people will know what and what not to do or not to get involved into, so that they will not be caught wanting or they will not be caught doing one thing or the other that will offend those that are close.
There's something funny, chewing of gum. Like seriously,
it sounded very funny to me as well. I was like, chewing of gum is a normal thing. So why would it be forbidden there?
Like they will even fine you for that, like for chewing gum.
Like $1,000.
Wow. You know, like it's surprising to know, but then it's actually something that one needs to tell himself, because there are people that can just tell you they feel like chewing gum, or they just feel like they want to eat something but then they don't have it, or maybe some people chew gum for fun.
Some people even chew gum because of the fact that maybe they don't have taste in their mouth. And
Good. Maybe their taste buds is having issues, or maybe they're having issues with it. But then it's funny to know that it is wrong for you to chew gum. But then, okay, I can't chew gum in my hotel room or in my house or something.
You can choose it. You can chew your gum in your closet, but I think publicly.
Yeah, because you know there are people that chew gum and it's very offensive.
Of course.
Like I think it happened just yesterday on my way home. Like I was rushing because I had something to do, and then there was this lady that was that we were together and she was chewing gum. Lord have mercy. Wow. Like I was tempted to say, lady, like
got yourself a clack now.
Like I was going to say something to her, but then I just told myself, respect yourself, and I just did, and I just ignored her. Like there are people that will chew gum that is very annoying. So I don't think it's actually bad for people in Singapore to see it offensive for you to chew gum, or for you to, because when you chew gum sometimes it's irritating. A lot of people don't like that. Then you make all these sounds and all of that, and then so it's not welcoming, it's not pleasing at all. So I think it's actually a good thing for you to know. If you want to travel to Singapore, just know that you should not even carry it with you. So that means they don't even sell gum there.
It's most likely.
Or maybe they sell it, but then they know how to do it, or maybe they know how to chew the gum. Maybe it shouldn't be in the public place or maybe something like that.
Illegal drugs or something. One illegal thing.
Like it's so funny, but then it's actually good, because it's good to discipline yourself in some areas in which you know that people won't look down on you.
To some extent, I don't see the benefit of chewing gum.
Do you understand? Like I don't see the benefit of chewing gum.
For satisfaction. You're not
like just to be exercising your gums and all of that. So then I think it's actually a good one, because if you chew gum in Singapore, you'll be fined. So you better don't try to take anything that has to do with gum with you to Singapore.
And another thing is smoking. Smoking is highly prohibited there. You can't be seen smoking in a public place. And one thing about smoking is even if you do it in your closet, you can't control the smell of it.
Of course, some people will tell you they can take sweets or they can chew gum as well
Like the
to take
process
away
of you
the
smoking,
smell
of course,
it.
there will be smell now, so you can't control that smell.
No, truthfully, and smoking is bad for you as
Of
humans.
course.
Because you know when you end up smoking, you're trying to damage your liver, your kidney, everything. And then you end up having issues with yourself and then you end up dying young. Even the people making cigarettes will tell you smokers are liable to die young. So why would you, and then someone will tell you don't just accept their warning, or maybe it is just their strategy
Just to
or
scare
and
you
all of
away.
just to scare you away. But that's the truth. Smokers are liable to die young. So people in Singapore actually took it upon themselves to tell you like it is wrong. So if you are a visitor, you're a foreigner, you're going to Singapore, you should make sure you don't smoke. Even if you're a smoker, like then you should just know
Like
what
they
to
even
do.
take it so seriously that even by on their airports they will tell you that smoking here is highly prohibited. And if at all you want to, really, like you are the type that is already addicted to smoking, you can, I think you can pay customs like 12,000 Singapore dollars.
Wow.
And but even at that, it has to be counted to you like 19 of them. It cannot exceed.
Like,
It cannot
what's with the
exceed.
stress?
It cannot exceed 19, and yet you will be paying that huge amount of money just
Per
to
stick.
just 19 stick of
That's
of
expensive to
smoke.
me. Because like
So
I don't see
it's
the
more
need.
of like, it's more of like, don't just go with it at all.
Simple. Like whatever it is you're going for, you're not staying there forever. Even if you're staying there forever, why not just quit smoking? For you to avoid all these things, like you'll be embarrassed. Okay, what if you don't have that amount of money to pay? And then is it by force for you to even smoke? Why not just smoke whatever amount you want to smoke for the weeks you have before you travel, so that when you travel you don't need to smoke it again?
No, funny enough, basically, if you have been planning on getting rid of that nasty behavior or habits, I think this place is the best place
For you to
go.
visit,
Yes,
actually, so because
you'll
you
be
will
able
not get to smoke
yeah.
it and then you will get to avoid it. It's advisable that you don't smoke even if you're traveling out or you're not, even if you're going to Singapore or you're going to any other place. It doesn't mean you should show yourself. I know someone that is a chain smoker, like he smokes like Lord, and there was a time I was like, don't you think this is bad for you? And he says he takes coffee and coffee is going to wash it out and all of that. And I'm like, wow, at your age you're still telling yourself all these things. And I'm like, don't you read what they say? Smokers are liable to die on, like it's not working for you. And then he's like, I
It's
should
just
not
like
mind
common
them.
say for them now.
Do you understand? Like it's just a common say. But then thank all the people in Singapore for the rules they have set is actually a good one, so you know that you're not supposed to smoke for any reason. So if you're planning on traveling to Singapore, make sure you don't have gum, make sure you don't have cigarettes for any
Very
reason.
important, please. So that you not go and disgrace your
Yeah, and then also they said for you to eat in cafes, like I think it's advisable for you to eat in the cafe and not to take it home.
Yes.
So then what if you have maybe let's say a sick patient, or you have, okay, that means you have to cook in your house.
I think it's not even mandated that you have to necessarily eat in the restaurant.
So
as
you
well.
have to take it out
Yeah, you can
with
as
you.
well. But I think there are some charges that will be as well. Leave it upon you
Wow.
in case you want to take it out.
They have a lot of
But then it
rules.
is cheaper for you to eat
There
the restaurant,
because yeah, of course, like anywhere you go to, it's cheaper for you to eat in the restaurant, except if maybe you have, because it's going to cost you more if you're taking it out, because of course they're going to package it for you, so then most debt is going to attract fee. But then people, is advisable for you to know that if you want to eat in Singapore, why not just eat there, especially for foreigners, people that would just visit for the first time, or people that want to do business and all of that. If you find yourself in such a place, why not just eat in the restaurant and then find your way home? Maybe you can buy all the snacks or your way home that you can eat maybe later on in the day, because there are people that will tell you even when they eat their dinner, they still want to eat
and
something else
restaurants are
again.
actually everywhere, so even if
Yeah,
at
so you
all
can,
you probably have eaten and you
restaurants
still
are
want
not
to
far
eat it,
from
you can still come back and eat
wherever
what
it
you want
is you walk to, whatever it is you do, because they said they don't joke with food. So then wherever it is you step your feet, and you at least you will find like more than 3 or 4, 5 restaurants close to you.
They love food
So
a
then
lot.
they love food a lot, so then you
I
don't
want
have a
to even dwell
problem.
on that right
And then
now.
the food is actually cheap.
As in very cheap.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
Very
So then you don't have a problem with food. So don't feel offended when you see someone eating. At least he can afford it because it's not expensive.
And they said it's also forbidden for you to tip or to either give someone some stipend in order to waiters or something, in order to show appreciation or in order to show kind gesture or something. You don't have necessarily thank anybody either by giving one or two tips. And it's even against their law, by the way. I think the best way you can do is either to pay more to the person or to the organization you are buying the stuff from, or to the restaurant you are buying anything from. But for you to get it, from your own pocket and say, okay, you are tipping someone, you're giving someone so appreciation. It's to some extent it's not necessary, and it's as well against the law. So I think for me it's more of like you saving, having your own like it's as well just working on your savings as well, because you don't have to necessarily spend money and then probably
yeah, it's actually good for you to appreciate someone, like not necessarily giving the person tips for any reason, because now when you continue to do that, a lot of people would always depend on that. Like when you go out and then people want you to tip them because to become a habit for you. So then it's advisable that if someone should help you, thank you, like a good appreciation. You don't need to give somebody something, like you don't need to make the person get used to it. Like I always talk about this thing, like maybe all these little children growing up now.
I just wanted to say that now.
Like I know of kids that once they help you to do something, maybe when you send them, they'll be expecting something. Like they want you to, maybe let's say you want them to buy biscuits for you. Now when they come back with that biscuit, they want you to give them part of the biscuit or give them money to buy theirs. I know of kids that today when you send them, when they come back with the change, they want to hold the change and then they'll just tell you, okay, this is the amount of change that is left. Okay, like, so for you to just tell them you can have it. It's bad actually. Because if they get used to that, now they know if you're sending them, they're going for that errand because you're going to give them something at the end. But then I think I've worked on a lot of people that maybe my nieces, my nephews, like I always tell them, once I send them, not like I'm trying to be wicked, but I just don't want them to get used to this thing. Like for you to send them and then they're going on that errand because they know they're going to get something after.
I think for me it's more of like you building a give and take mentality.
Do you understand? It's more like we're doing a trade by barter. So I'm sending you, when you come back I'm giving you something at the end. Even when I want to give you that thing, I won't give you immediately. Like I'll allow it to be like maybe till like later in the evening or maybe like after hours. Then I'll just call you and be like, oh, you did this thing, like okay, then I'll give it to you, but not immediately. So you don't get used to it and then feel like this is what
honestly,
you're supposed to do.
I'll say kudos to Singapore in
yeah, true. They're actually reminding of a lot of things.
To me, it's building on ethics and building on morals.
Yeah,
too.
that's right. And then jumping off queues as well is something you should avoid. Let's say, for instance, you go to the bank and then you want to withdraw money, maybe let's say ATM machines, and then you just realize that you're there and someone is ahead of you and then you want to show that you're in a hurry, like you just want to jump the queue, like you just want to bypass people because you want. No, they tell you it is not accepted. Like why won't you just wait? Why won't you be patient? Because most people can end up fighting because once you realize that you're in a hurry, someone will tell you I'm in a hurry as well. Someone will say you're just coming and then why didn't you come earlier? Like it happens a lot to us, like today, because when you realize you want to go to, let's say for instance the weekend, then let's say after the weekend, like weekdays now, people want to use the ATM, people want to enter the bank and all of that. Then now someone can just come and tell you, please, I have something to do, or maybe I have a sick one, or maybe I want to do this, and then I just want to overtake you. Like that is what they don't accept in Singapore. Like if you want to do such things, like it is advisable that even if you're going to beg someone, you should do it politely. Don't just feel like it is your right. Like if you know it's your right, why didn't you come earlier? Why didn't you just sleep in the bank for you to use it at the time you want to? So then whatever it is you want to do, we need to be careful about a lot of things. That is why it's good to ask questions. That is why it's good for you to make your research before you travel for anything. And
then it rather shows to me that they are actually patient, because it takes only patient people to really endure for longer time in terms of either queues or stuff like that. But then in some places you see people fighting every now and then just to be first in doing whatever thing they want to do. People don't really have patience this time around. They don't want to endure to do things. They just want to get things done at the tip of their fingers and all of that. But then it's not like that these days.
Yeah, and then we have show excess skin. So then it's actually advisable that if you're going to wear anything in Singapore, you should make sure you're decent. Like you don't need to reveal all the sensitive parts of your body. It is something that is prohibited. Like you should not show them some sensitive parts. Like they want you to be private. Like whatever it is that is private should be private. So then don't show them excess skin. Don't show them part of your body that will make them think otherwise. So in order for you not to have issues with anybody, because you know all such things can actually lead to dangers, maybe rape and all of that. Someone can just do something to you that you were not expecting, or because you were trying to feel you want to wear this kind of thing, because the fact that you're okay with it does not mean any other person outside is okay with it. If you want to show excess skin, why not just do it in your house? Like must you show the whole world? Like they will tell you not to do that. So if you're traveling to Singapore, make sure you don't have skimpy clothes.
Even if you want to do it in your own house, you have to make sure that everywhere is closed.
So it can just be for you alone.
if an indigene of Singapore sees you, or probably through the window, being naked or wearing skimpy stuff and all of that, they can sue you to court and you'll be jailed for like 3 months.
Do you understand?
So
for 3 months. So
it's
very bad. So if you don't want to stay in jail for 3 months,
or better still, watching adult movies.
Actually, yeah, and watching adult movies.
It's very prohibited there too.
So I think it's actually advisable that if you want to watch any movie and then you know that, I think it's good that we have, even most of these days, people don't actually stay with this viewer's discretion or to say parental guidance and all of that. I think it's advisable that if you are going to watch any movie, there should be there should be someone with you. Like, let me tell you, like my sister, this is actually something interesting because my older sister and her kids, once they start watching any movie and then she knows that this movie is not something for them to watch, she'll ask them, okay, this movie is not for you. Then they'll be like, okay, mom, and then they'll just leave the place. So like they always ask her, mommy, can we watch this movie? And then she says, no, it's not for you. Simple, they'll just leave.
The problem is, how many families, watch movies
that
together?
That is why it's advisable that even when you're watching movies together, there should be parental guidance.
You have your light.
No, I understand, but then you guys will not even be together. Family that stays together, or family that prays together, stays together. So whatever it is you do together, you're always together. Now, you know, I think there was someone that was preaching, I think just Sunday or thereabouts, when he was saying something like, okay, he's with his wife and his children. He said anytime they're in the living room, everybody's with his phone. They're not talking to each other, but then they're all laughing. And then he was like, nobody's communicating to anybody, but they're all laughing because one is on his phone, the other is on the system, the other is on a tab, and all of that. And then he had to set a rule that by this time everybody should drop his phone,
which is very, very important.
Let's have a discussion. How did your day go? What happened today? Who made you angry? And all of that. What did you do that made you happy? Or who did you put a smile on his face? And then now they're still having a conversation that it got to a point that now, even if before that time everybody keeps his phone away, now they know that this is family time. Now, it's advisable that whatever it is you do, if you're traveling to Singapore, make sure you don't have much distractions that's going to take you away from business, that's going to take you away from a lot of things that you're going to do. In as much as Singapore is beautiful, there are places you should visit and places you should not visit, because I feel if you're going to a particular place, okay, it's actually safe as well.
Very safe.
Based on research, Singapore is one of the safest places for you to visit, even at midnight. Like, you can go out, just walk freely and do it. The only advice I can give you is just be careful not to misplace anything, because when you feel like you're going to get people outside that will harm you or anything, they said it's rare for you to find such people.
Of course.
So then, even if you feel Singapore is not safe, but today we're telling you Singapore is safe, because whatever it is you want to do, wherever it is you want to go to, even in the middle of the night, you can go. No one can harm you. No one will do anything to you. So Singapore is beautiful and it's safe as well. And then they said, okay, I think it was rated one of the beautiful countries. Like, I think it's the 11th among 50. Yeah, so like, it's a place for you to visit, and then to think of how their airport is with the waterfall. Like, when I saw that image, I was like, wow, like, this is beautiful. So then, why wouldn't you want to just travel? Why wouldn't you want to visit the airport? Even if you're not traveling, like, I just feel like you want to just escort someone or just see someone, like someone that is traveling, just want to accompany the person just because you want to see the place again. It's a beauty to behold. No, it's a beauty to behold. Like, I think, okay, the first time I went to the airport in Abuja when my dad was traveling, like, I was excited because I was like, oh wow, I'm going to see this and all of that. And like, it's something for you to tell yourself, like, it's the first time you're seeing this. So then why won't you, like, you tell yourself, now you're happy to tell people. That was, I think there was time we talked about experience. You don't just travel because you're traveling for fun, but for the experience.
Of course.
If you travel like this, you have something to tell someone. So then when you tell someone, okay, I traveled to this particular country and this was what I noticed, or this was what I saw, or this was what happened. Now you're trying to tell the person as much as, even if the person will not travel, or if he has someone that's going to travel, he has something to tell the person. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to do with research and all of that. So Singapore is a safe place for you to visit and then to do business and all of that.
That's true. Then talking about that, I think we should move down to places to visit in Singapore. And one of those places is, I think, the airport you just mentioned. And it is called the Jewel.
I told you it's a place for you to visit here last week.
The Jewel Changi Airport. And, you know, when I first saw the picture, I was like wondering, could this be an airport? Because it's like, it's extremely beautiful. Yeah. It's something to view. It's something to snap picture with. It's something to, like, get yourself involved, and, you know, it doesn't just look like an ordinary airport for me, honestly. because of how beautiful it is, how arranged it is, and how magnificent it's been built. You know, it's just out of the world
like
for me, and I'm
the
wondering
waterfalls and all of
what would have
that.
given them this
Yeah,
idea.
they said it's man-made beauty. That was what they did. Like, it was man-made, so of course, like, it's for, like, a lot of effort was put into this, and then it is something for you to just want to just see.
Airports
And then
like this,
that's why I said, once you see the airport, you want to travel.
it's just too
Even
beautiful.
when it's beautiful, like, even when someone is traveling, you just want to go with the person because you want to see the airport again. People travel a lot, and then the way they coordinate whatever it is they do, and the place is cleaner. So I said Singapore is one of the cleanest countries
Yeah,
again.
very true.
So then why would you tell me that you're going to a place that is not clean, or maybe you feel like, so far as it's beautiful, then it's clean? Like, I think there's a state here that when you visit, you know, is one of the cleanest places again. And then, like, it's advisable that you just be clean whatsoever. So then this airport is a place for you to go to, even if you don't want to travel, but at least just go there to see it for yourself, just to have the experience of how a beauty to behold.
And it happens to be the world's largest indoors waterfall.
Do you understand?
Like, aside from any other place, it happens to be the place that, in terms of waterfall, it is the largest. Like, something that is built, and then there is a lot of space therein that can't, like, it's just, to me, I don't just
It's
know.
beautiful.
I can't have my
Beautiful.
imagination surrounded
You
about
see,
the beauty
like,
of this.
no, the
of
place
this
is very
honestly.
beautiful. Like, it's very beautiful. Another place to visit again is the Hopper Villa. Then it was opened in 2021, and then said it is a cultural park, and then it's famous for its rich history of Chinese culture. That's what you're talking about. The people in Singapore look like Chinese people. Like, they, yeah, of course. So then whatever it is, they say you experience Chinese meats through an outdoor art gallery of over 1,000 statues and 150 dioramas, which depicts the stories of fabled Chinese literature such as Journey to the West, Madame White Snake, and the stories of the 8 Immortals. So then it has a lot of, like, it's a park where you can just go to see whatever it is you want to see, and then have fun and do whatever it is you want to do. So it's one of the places for you to visit in Singapore. So don't just keep yourself in one place and then you say you don't want to go to this place and all of that, but then you can explore places for you to just have an experience of it.
And the next is Chinatown. Chinatown is home to tantalizing food, cultural heritage, and then fantastic architecture. Chinatown is bound to charm you with its attraction. You can embark on a heritage trail and take the side of Singapore's religious diversity at sites such as the Temple, Masjid Jami, Tai Hong Keng Temple, and then so many other beautiful
So it's because
places.
of the red colors in Chinatown that made it wear red today.
It's
Wow.
just mere coincidence. It's just a mere coincidence.
But it's beautiful though.
No, this Chinatown.
Yeah, actually, red really looks good on you. I forgot
wow,
to tell
thank
you.
you.
That.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm blushing.
Wow.
Well, first, thank you. Chinatown actually is a nice place, and I think it's one of the famous places in Singapore, and it's a place to visit because it's because of the tantalizing foods that are there, because of the people that are there, and because of the variations of activities that are embedded inside there. There's no way you go there and then there will not be a lot of festive activities, cultural displays and all, like anything that would want to obviate their cultures and all of that. So I think it's a place to go, and then a place to probably spend either 2 weeks or even more than in, so that you get entwined in their way of life, and you know, get to do and see things for yourself.
Yeah, whatever it is you're doing in Chinatown, like, it's a beautiful place. That when I was talking about the red, like, when you see the colors in that place, you know that I love red actually. But then it's actually a place for you to visit whatever it is you want to do. At least you can go there and do anything you want to do. As I always say, there are things that you should not do. So don't just go there and feel like you can even eat there.
There's
and
no
do
way you go
whatever
to
it is, a place like that, and not eat. So then when you find yourself in such places, like, you can just eat anything you want to eat for your own benefit. Another place to visit again, we have the Fort Canning Park. Said it is a place where you learn a lot of things. Then you learn history and you enjoy nature in the city. So Fort Canning Park is a place for you to visit. Don't joke with that place, because it's a park as well, and then it's a place where you learn history. Like, they keep a lot of things, ancient things, that you can just go and then see the things for yourself and learn more about it, that you can actually teach other people. I think even schools go there to learn a lot of things, like maybe they go for their excursions and all of that. Like, it's a beautiful place because I don't think all these places that you visit is not beautiful. Like, they are all beautiful because like every place has its own site, and then however it is you see it is still beautiful because he said it's a land of green. It is green as well. So then he said the land is green. So that means whatever it is you're doing is still beautiful. Green is actually a color of nature.
Of course, it's true.
So
That's
then
true.
once you see any plant, whatever it is you see, you just realize that it is very beautiful. So then you learn a lot of things there in the Fort Canning Park. So then find yourself there and learn whatever it is you want to learn and be able to school other people.
And then we have Singapore Botanic Gardens. It's a featuring inspiring greeny, perfect from escaping the city. This garden is perfect locations to jog, picnic, lounge, to admire nature, and then in addition is one of the places that happens to be UNESCO heritage site. That is that the garden is home to leading botanical and horticultural research, and then is an highlight to the park, and it's more of like a place that you can go over there and see how things are being germinating naturally, because it's a place that is filled up with a lot of grains. You see plants that you've not even seen before. You see things that even beyond your imagination, you will never have thought of their existence and all. So it's a place that you should go, and aside from that, it's a place that is well known in Singapore. You can't just be in Singapore and then probably refuse yourself to visiting places like this, so as to have a glance of how it looks like and how beautiful the whole
very
place
beautiful
like.
It's very beautiful. Another place to visit again is the Million Park. They said it is located at the Million Park. The iconic structure is a sight to behold. He said it just turned 50 this year, so that means it's been there for like 50 years. So it's a park, it's a place where you can go, you can understand why it is closely associated with anything in Singapore, and it's the perfect place for picture opportunities that will scream Singapore. So then if you find yourself there, you can snap see that the way you like pictures, like
much as
you know
which one is the one I
of
like
course now you
pictures.
know you love pictures. Why do you want to deny it? Like when you find yourself in the Million Park, you can take like you can't even count it. So far as your phone has space, so far as you have memory cards,
if your phone don't have space, come and borrow mine, or better still, come and take me along so that
you
we'll go together.
It's a beautiful place for you to go to. Like it just turned 50, even 50 years now, and then it's still looking beautiful and neat. So it means they're still taking care of that place.
Of course.
Like they still take their time to show you all the things, to do all the things that is needed in that particular place. Like Singapore is a country that is clean. So then wherever it is you find yourself in Singapore, you see that the place is clean, you know that the place is clean. So you can do whatever it is you want to do with your children, with whoever it is you're with.
Then we have on the Click Key. Primarily is a night spot, and then this place is located along the Singapore River and is home to iconic dance clubs, rooftop spa, and then live music avenues. If you are looking for a place to enjoy some drinks, take in the nightlife of this city, look no further than visiting this particular place, where you will be spoiled for choice about food, drinks, and of course entertainment. Like it's a place that is just like it's born out of entertainment. You don't just go there and be bored or want, or probably involving yourself in one activity or the other. Of course, there are people there, you will meet people there, and then you would also want to get involved in the things that you are doing there. So it's a place that you will enjoy yourself. It's a place that even as such, you can as well eat as much as you can, and don't even think about the expenses. We just told you that food there is less expensive. So you can buy as many as you want to, so long you feel you want to eat, or probably just get yourself intertwined and involved in the activities and all. So it's a very nice place to go.
Yeah, of course, if you're looking for a place for drinks, entertainment, food, to be spoiled and all of that, they said this Clayco is a place for you to be. If you find yourself there, you will enjoy whatever it is you want. When you talk about entertainment, like there are places that you go to, maybe there is no music, or maybe the kind of music they have there is not something you want, or maybe it's not something that is entertaining to you. They have different kind of activities they do there.
There are a lot of sports.
It's not
just a single sport.
And whatever it is you want to do, drinks and food, whatever it is you want, once you go to this place, you know that you're going to get into the food coolest, and then you will enjoy yourself. So you don't need to think of where do I go to, maybe I'm new to this place. Like this particular place is a place where you see different kind of things, that different kind of entertainment that you will have, and then you will not think of anything again, but at least you will have fun. So then you're looking for a place to have fun. This particular place is a place for you to go. Well, even if you go for, maybe you went to Singapore for a business trip and all of that, but you won't just end up doing business. At least you should spare out time for yourself, because
exploring.
at least you're there for the first time, maybe for the second time or third time. We don't know how many times you've been there, but at least you should have an experience for yourself in order to be able to tell other people, or maybe to even have it based on history. At least when you have anything to say about it, it's based on what you have learned or what you have seen or what you have experienced. Experience is the best teacher. So there are places where you find yourself, you just want to touch something, or you just want to snap close to that thing just to show that you are there. There are people that will travel out of the country for education, or maybe to further their education, and they will end up saying, I went to this place, I went to this place. Like, yes, it's good for you to go to places, for you to explore places. This clay place is very beautiful, like the colors and all of that, and the activities that they find themselves doing. So even if you are a visitor, you're a foreigner in this place, you should ask places to visit so you have fun and enjoy yourself.
Of truth. But then I think we should go for a break before we continue, and then we dive into food activities.
Why won't you talk about food? It's food now. Have you eaten today?
Why would you be asking such a
Yeah, of course, because now that you're, it's not excuse you. Okay, now what if I say you're buying me lunch?
That will be after the show now.
Okay, we're going to take a time out. We've been talking about a lot of things to do in Singapore and things not to do, things you should accept and things you should not accept. We're going to talk about food and other activities and many more. So stay with us as we take this time out. Welcome back. It's still the Midday Show live on Echo Television International, and we are still talking about Singapore and things you should know about it. We've said a lot of things, and now we're going to talk about food. And apart from food, what do you enjoy during the daytime, wherever it is you are? I hope you're having fun, and I still have Tony in the studio with me. Welcome back, Tony.
Thank you for having me.
Why are you smiling? Why are you blushing?
You want me to frown my face?
Because it's food part now. Yeah, okay, there's something I wanted to talk about. Food in daily life. They said rice, fish, chicken, and vegetables are the staples. When their ingredients are mixed with a rich variety of spices, chills, coconut, lime, and tamarind. The variations are endless. Food is often eaten outside the home in food centers where food is cheap, tasty, and freshly made. And then said that there are many cafes, and there are many places where you can have your tea, and formal restaurants. So wherever it is you find yourself in Singapore, there are places for you to eat, as I was saying earlier, because food is cheap. So then people eat out lots of the time. Maybe let's say when you go to work and all of that, maybe you just eat out. Like families go to eat out because not like because the food is cheap, but at least maybe sometimes to save them the stress
of cooking. Probably it's just for them to see that as a means of togetherness.
Yes, like for you to bond with your family. I'm not saying when you stay at home you won't bond with your family, but then there are times that when you go out with your family, like there's a different, yes, of course, there's a different feeling to eat. Like I always say, like it's not always you stay at home. Like, okay, fine, you can be indoor, but at least you can go out once in a while, even not just with family, but at least with friends, well-wishers. You don't necessarily stay at home for anything. So then people in Singapore are telling us that their food is cheap. So wherever it is you find yourself, you can eat anything outside your house and still have fun.
With less money. And then the number one food that Singapore people eat is chicken rice.
Today you're smiling.
You know, that is this chicken rice. You cannot eat this food without chicken. It has to go alongside with chicken.
Oh Lord have mercy.
If you don't have chicken, please don't think about this food.
So this rice is chicken, basically chicken.
Yeah, you have to have chicken to eat this rice. And you know, I've gotten to observe something about these people. And the thing is, I think they are lover of chickens.
Yeah.
They are lover of fish, and they are lover of meat too. And at least there is no way you will probably be given a food or serve the food there, and then there will not be either chicken served alongside or meat or anything as such. So that is to say that they value food a lot. They are lover of food, and just like I am too.
You're a lover of food, right?
Yes.
I like the fact that you just accepted it. You're a lover of food.
You don't like food.
Everybody I like food though.
So why are you?
No, I can't deny the fact that I like food, because food is something essential. Like,
yes, very
really,
very
like, have you seen someone that is malnourished? Have you seen them? Okay. So thank you very much. I love food, and I will eat food.
No, thank you,
every day I will eat food.
So the chicken rice is available at almost everywhere. You can get it everywhere because it's one of their popular dish there. And there is no way you would probably want to eat rice or probably want to eat anything as long as it is something that is swallowable without something that goes alongside with chicken or meat. No. So they prefer eating of chicken a lot instead of any other protein
or animal protein. Yeah, like I always say, when you're eating and then maybe there's any animal protein in your food, like it's more like an encouragement for you. Like they're pushing you, like keep eating.
No, it's
like
not
you have a trophy.
There is something you are eating for.
Yes,
at the long run, there is something that
so then people in Singapore actually proved this to me. Like when you're eating, there must be chicken at least. So you just, even if you, but then the thing is, if you cannot afford chicken, why not just eat it as something else instead of eating the chicken rice?
Chicken is chicken is important. It's very important.
It's very important. So then don't forget that part of the chicken.
It's more of like you don't have money, you don't eat anything. Yes.
Okay. We have the next meal, which is the kaya toast and soft-boiled eggs. Said you should ask any locals for an example of how it is, of a typical Singaporean breakfast. So this is more like a breakfast for them. This kaya toast and soft-boiled eggs, and then they will tell you that it is where you can have it. Where you can have it is close to you. They said it is made of coconut milk, pandan, and eggs, and is served with butter on crisp slices of toast. It is typically accompanied by soft-boiled eggs, broken in a boil and mixed with white pepper and a few drops of dark soy sauce. So then it is their breakfast. Like this is like one of their major breakfasts in Singapore. Like if you want to have anything breakfast, so far as you sleep and you wake up in the morning and it's breakfast you want to eat, the kaya toast and soft boiled eggs is what you should have for breakfast. It looks good, you know. So
it looks calling, it looks enticing.
Of course, it looks good, and then with your coffee beside it and all of that, like just for you to have, that is why they call it breakfast. So at least just have something in your tummy, so just to help you for the day or maybe for a couple of hours before you have your lunch and brunch and all of that.
Like if there's any reason that I would visit this Singapore, I think it's going to be because of food. Yes.
Wow, I like this confession. This is what we call true confession.
Because these guys are so into
honestly,
food.
yeah, true.
Then we have a nasi lemak. So it's one of the most layman dish in Singapore, and it's common, but not only enjoyed as a breakfast, but then it consists of rice infused panda and coconut milk, then accompanied with the varieties of garnishing, including roasted peanuts and eggs. And then it's more of like a chili that is unique to the region. That is, it's something that is unique to a particular region, but then I think you can get it wherever you want. Yes, because this is their food, and there is no way you would live within that particular country, and then it will be difficult for you to get a particular food. So it's just best you get involved into their food, you taste whatever thing they eat, so that you come back home and have time to discuss with your family, or better still, you can make inquiry upon how it's being prepared, so that you can go back home and prepare it yourself and enjoy it just the way you were enjoying. You probably might have enjoyed it in your journey back there. So I think it's a good thing to have a taste of varieties of food whenever you travel, so that to serve as an experience for you, and you also serve as for the fact that you've explored so many things, and it will stay within you, and as well be regarded as memory. Even when you are...
Yeah, as I said, the kaya toast and soft-boiled eggs is for breakfast. Now, the nasi lemak, they said it's not advisable for you to have it as breakfast. Like, you will even enjoy it if it is breakfast. Like, that is what, based on the research. So then if it is breakfast, you're having breakfast. If it is lunch or dinner, you're having dinner. And then we have the roti prata. So it is one of the Singaporeans' favorite late-night snack. snacks. I like this part that they say late night snacks.
I like eating
You
late
see?
night.
You see,
like
why am
eating
I
at
emphasizing
late
on
night.
these late night snacks? They said it's to the wide availability of prata stalls that operate late into the night. They said the roti prata is a flat bread of South Indian origin served with curry. And it can be sweet or savory and typically comes in several flavors with popular illustrations including cheese prata, egg prata, and banana prata. So then he said you can eat it. It's a late night snack, and then of course it's not going to be heavy, obviously. You know, it's not heavy, so it's a snack that you can have maybe after the long day you've eaten, and then maybe you're just lying down watching a movie, maybe you're just reading a book, and then maybe you can just have this. Then they said it is mainly for late night, like it's late night snacks, but then that does not mean you cannot have it at any time. Now, so far as it's still light, so then you can still have it at any time.
Now we have the chili crab. This is one of the few dishes on the list that you may not find at a typical hawker center, but the chance of serve chili crab is well worth the trip for a seafood restaurant. This delicacy comes in several flavors, popular ones being classic chili crab, black pepper crab, and then salted egg crab. Chili crab is best shared with friends at a round table. As you crack open the shell to reveal the tender white meat beneath. I think it's a very nice thing. I think
I like the parts.
it's just a resolution for me.
Honestly, and then it looks very beautiful.
You know, it's calling. It's something that
Chili crab.
even by mere looking, you will be enticed to. You know, you'll be craving
it's something
for.
you should have with your friends.
Yeah,
actually,
you'll be craving
like,
to have a taste of it, and you know.
If I find myself in Singapore, I think I'll taste every meal.
So
like,
long you have that money, please do. I'm advising you.
True,
and
because
please, in case you can as well come back with a lot of these takeaways for me, just in case.
No problem. Maybe when we go together.
Wow,
Don't you think it would be better?
I love this.
Yeah, we have the nasi biryani. Then this is another aromatic dish that consists of rice and chicken again, or a mutton cooked in ghee and an intoxicating mix of spices. Wow. The Singapore version differs from its Indian counterpart due to its Malay influences. It is one of the more filling local dishes available, and the heady mix of turmeric, fennel, coriander, and panda really pack a punch. The aromatic dish consists of rice and chicken, as I was saying.
It has to be rice and chicken.
So whatever it is, it has to be rice and chicken. It has to be chicken. There has to be chicken in it. Like people in Singapore don't joke with chicken. So far as every meal they have, there's chicken, and then they can use chicken to prepare it as well. So then whatever it is you're eating, there must be chicken. Wow, if I find myself in Singapore, I will chop chicken tire. Like I will eat chicken and forget about any other thing.
I think it should be as well cheap too.
Of course, if food is cheap in Singapore, of course, they said food is cheap in Singapore. Okay. Families eat out most often because they feel it is actually the right thing for them to do at that time, because food is cheap. If food is cheap, like you find yourself, it means you can afford it. So far as you have an income, so far as you're working, you can afford the meal. So then you won't stay with hunger for the rest of the day, or maybe there are people that can stay for like 2 or 3 days without eating because they can't afford it. Of course, but I don't think I can survive it.
Even a day, I don't think I can.
Anyways, no, even a day, because there are people that can tell you they're fasting for 21 days, or maybe they can tell you it's dry fast for 21 days. Yes, my mom is actually a fan of that. Like anytime she's fasting early, maybe the first month of the year and all of that, like I always ask myself, can I do this? 21 days. 21 days. Wow. Like I always ask myself, so there are people that can stay without food for a long time. I think I can survive a whole day without food. But I don't think I can survive like 2-3 days. No, I can't. Let me not deceive myself.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course I can. I've done that. Of course, I've done it like countless times.
Okay.
I can even fast for like 2 days.
I'll remind you of this later.
I've done that, of course, so I don't have a problem. You know, sometimes, you know the problem. The thing is, once you make up your mind to do something, you end up doing it.
It's all
if you
about
tell yourself, do you understand? Once you determine yourself, once you tell yourself, I'm going to do this, then you can do it. But then if you're doubting yourself, that is when you will fail. So then don't think I cannot do it. Once I tell myself I'll do it, so don't dare me.
Sorry, ma.
So we have the satay. They said it is the classy Malay dish, consists of stewed meat served with rice cakes and dipped in a sweet peanut sauce. They said it is a hawker center located in the heart of the central business district. It's one of the most atmospheric places to try satay, as a part of the road nearby gets closed off so that diners can enjoy diners can enjoy their meal under the stars.
Wow.
So it is actually a beautiful thing. Yeah, like, you know, when you find yourself eating a particular meal, like the weather alone is something added to it. Like, okay, there's this meat that we normally eat in the evening, and somebody will say, must you eat it in the evening? And I'm like, that's part of the spices.
There are some food that you cannot just eat it aside from that atmosphere.
True.
If you eat it outside the atmosphere, you will not really enjoy it.
Yeah, you will enjoy it because
just like taking tea in a hot afternoon.
People do that a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, people do that a lot. Like, they can take tea at any time of the day, hot, like very hot, even under the sun. Yeah, of course, there are people that do that just for the fun of it, or maybe because they are addicted to it. Like, they can take it at any time. But then there are things that you should eat, especially in the evening when you're eating them. You know this is what you should do. Like, that is the time for you to have it. They have different food, and then they have different things for you to do. I think that's the last meal there.
We have a rojak. I think rojak is a spicy salad. It's a riot.
Are you thinking?
It's a riot of flavors thanks to intensity of the peanut sauce, which frequently contains chili paste, sweet potato, soy sauce, and more. And then some of the ingredients you might find in your rojak include tofu, eggs, potatoes, turnip, and then chili. I think this is more of like a combination of some dishes, some spices, and I think I can see meat there. I don't think they are meat.
No, I don't think there's meat inside, but then
they look like
peanuts.
meat. Yeah, they look like meat. And then I think it's something that should be tasty.
Yeah, of course there's egg. They have chicken now, so of course you can use egg to make it. I think that's one of the major ingredients.
And you can't even tell if there is chicken inside because we're only seeing
of course, because whatever it is you're eating, there's chicken in it. So then why wouldn't you?
You are talking with full chest, like with a lot of assurance.
Of course, now it's chicken. Okay. Like, for them to tell you that you're eating food without chicken, like, it's not possible.
Okay.
So that whatever meal you're having, there's chicken in it. So even if it's going to be the late night snack,
because
I think that you have chicken.
They consult you now.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we've said a lot about Singapore, and then about their meals, places to visit, and all of that. You know, when you talk about business, people in Singapore accept to do business with foreigners because people can just come from different countries to come for business and do all sorts of things. And then education
is one vital thing.
It is very important. Like, they don't joke with that. You know, when you talk about education, people really play with that. They can tell you it's not because of the school or all of that, but then people in Singapore will tell you that you have to go to school, and that is why they made the first 8 years compulsory for you to learn the basics.
It has to be 8.
It has, yeah, of course. So then whatever it is you're learning, so far as you know how to read and write from the start, like, it is something for you to work on. Like, you have to put yourself in it. Like, find that thing. Like, it should be interesting to you. That's why they don't joke with education whatsoever. So then whatever it is they're doing there, they know that education is important to them. So if you're going to Singapore, make sure you have something. I think even when you go to school there, they accept people that go to school there. Because whatever it is you want to learn, when it has to do with health, agriculture, and economy, and all of that, like, they welcome that.
Science is one of
they welcome that a lot. True. So then it is actually important for you to know that once you find yourself in Singapore, whatever it is you want to learn, they are willing to teach you. They are willing to tell you this is what you should do and this is what you should not do.
And for the fact that education is very important, you know, I applaud them because of the fact that they take it. They see it to be a necessity that everyone should be educated. Because there's no way you would live or probably have a society that is filled up with illiterate, and then you expect development in that particular society. One has to be intelligent, one has to be educated, one has to be, you know, innovative for you to really impact positively in that particular society that you're probably in. And there's no way you can achieve this without you not indulging into education, or probably the rigorous, I mean, the basics of education, because that was one of the fundamental thing. You can't be educated when you have your basics being faulty. You have to really be very, very intellect or probably intentional about the basics so that it will probably help you in the future, and then help you to develop your environs or your
So
society.
actually stand for yourself and actually do a lot of things for yourself. They said the orientation stage is the 2 years, in which is the beginning that you have to learn something, in which that is the primary school, which is very important to them. Once you start that, they make sure they teach you a lot of things there and then help you to make decisions. And then after which your the primary school leaving certificate, when they offer that to you, then they allow you to make a decision of what you want to study, or what you want to read, or what you're interested in, or what you want to actually keep your heads on, most especially. So then whatever it is you're doing, education is important, whether in Singapore or any other place you are, because a lot of people today actually joke with their education. They can tell you, okay, fine, I didn't go to school and so what, but I have money. No, there are times it's not all about the money, but at least the intellect. It's about the knowledge, about how you converse with people, about how you interact, about how you do a lot of things. There are things that today you don't need to learn in the 4 walls of school,
of course,
but there are things that are very important to you that most definitely it has to be in school.
You have to be educated
of
before
course.
you know them. Yeah, very true.
So then education is key. Education is important in Singapore. So whatever it is you're doing, make sure you go to school and learn a lot of things for yourself, and not just for anybody. You're learning that for yourself, not for anybody.
You are even learning for your society too, because there's no way you'll be educated and then it will not affect your society. Look at how magnificent their airport is. I think it's all about intellect.
True.
So if you are not
someone
educated,
brought that idea, people sat down to think about it, and then they brought it out.
You don't just develop yourself, you develop even those surrounding you too. So that's one of the importance of education.
Yeah, education is key.
I think.
Okay, Tony, I think we are done, and then
I just wanted to say that because time is already
fast spent. Thank you, Tony, for doing this as usual with me.
And thank you for having me.
And thank you for looking good today.
Thank you.
Thank you, viewers, for watching today. Whatever it is we have told you is based on research. So if you want to know more about Singapore, maybe you should do more of your own research and make sure when you find yourself in Singapore, you explore and do a lot of things to be happy. Until we come your way again with another beautiful country that we'll be talking about, stay blessed and enjoy your day.